Well, good afternoon, everyone, and a big welcome to the Sundome in Yakima. Mark Skolton here alongside Dennis Rom, getting ready for state quarterfinal action. 4 games today on KPUG, 5 overall involving Whatcom County teams. The Meridian girls play first. They take on the Granger Spartans. Granger got the first round bye. They didn't have to play yesterday. The Meridian girls did. They beat Montesano 54-49. Dennis, these Meridian Trojans hot at the right time, and we're seeing the results.
Yeah, they really are, Mark. I think it's now 11 of their past 13 games they are victorious in, picking the right time of the season to do that. They had some inspirational play in their game yesterday with the 5-point victory over Montesano. And just, you look at some of the players that really came through for them. 15 points for Elise Fitzgerald to go along with 3 assists. Also double figures, Kiana Gray had a double-double with 12 points and 10 rebounds. And Riley Zapien checked in with 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. And doing that, as you know, Mark, playing with that full facial mask on from the broken nose and not bothering her a bit.
She has the full mask going down here at the state tournament. And again, Riley still going strong, even with that broken nose that we saw that she suffered at Mount Lake Terrace. Meridian versus Granger, state quarterfinals. Folks, so glad to have you tuned in. We'll take a timeout, come back on the Pepsi Walton Beverage pregame show. Let's hear from Coach Mark Gilmore of the Trojans in a moment on KPUG and KPUG1170.com.
It's time for the KPUG Walton Beverage Pepsi pregame show. A look at action around the Northwest Conference, coaches' interviews, and starting lineups on KPUG and online at KPUG1170.com.
Folks, welcome back to the Pepsi Walton Beverage pregame show. It's Mark Skolton here, state quarterfinal basketball. Meridian in action taking on Granger. Let's catch up with the coach of the Trojans, Mark Gilmore. Coach, you guys got it done against Montesano yesterday. Describe that one for us. From the coach's eye view, what did you see and how did that one play out?
Oh, I tell you, the girls just battled. I mean, we just threw 2 girls at the big girl the whole game. And everybody came in and put in quality minutes. And, the other 3 were scrambling to cover 4, and they just did a great job.
Coach, how rewarding is it when a strategy pays off like that, when you double-team one and it works the way it's supposed to? What does that mean to you?
Well, it means the girls have bought in. They're as a team. They're pulling together. And, they just believe in what we're doing, and that's just huge.
Coach, what did they say to you about playing on this court in this building at the Sundome here in Yakima? Did you get any feedback about anything being different or unique?
They came in the night before it started and were walking around and, kind of got the feel of things. I think the girls were pretty comfortable. They liked the floor, and, they feel real comfortable here.
Coach, tell us a little bit more about the comfort level of your team. That counts for a lot at a big tournament like this. It would be easy to be nervous, but it sounds like your girls weren't, huh?
Well, I just give it a lot of credit back to playing the AAU, and they've traveled all over for years and played tournaments, and I think they just, it's kind of an atmosphere staying in hotels that they're used to, and I think that really paid off.
Coach, you got those Granger Spartans coming up here today. That's a name we've called many times over the years. What do they look like this year? What do you got to watch out for?
Well, I mean, they're tough. They're balanced. They can shoot the ball. They can take the ball to the rack. They're very smart. I mean, a lot of experience. So you got to take care of the basketball, keep girls in front of you, and you can't give them second and third tries.
Coach, thanks for the time. Have a good one out there.
You bet. Thanks.
Coach Mark Gilmore of the Meridian girls. They are here in the state quarterfinals. They take on the Granger Spartans. We'll take a timeout, come back with more on the Pepsi Walton Beverage pregame show right here on KPUG and KPUG1170.com. Folks, we're back here at the Sundome in Yakima. Mark Skolton along with Dennis Rom, Jennifer Zaremba, our in-studio producer. The Meridian girls taking on the Granger Spartans. Take a look at the starters for this one. First of all, for Coach Mark Gilmore and Meridian, it looks like this. Riley Zapien, or as she's listed down here in the state program, Zapien Riley. Riley is a senior at 5 feet 8 inches tall, playing with the LeBron James-style mask after that broken nose she suffered at districts. Other starting guard is Kyron Backlund. Backlund is a junior at 5'7". In the 3-guard rotation, Elise Fitzgerald, who came up big yesterday. Elise will also start. She's a junior at 5'6". One of the post players is Emily Stuth. Stuth is a senior at 5'9". And also starting down low is Kiana Gray. Gray listed as the center, the senior, at 5'10". For the Granger Spartans and their veteran coach, Andy Affolter, a guy we see down here seemingly every year. Their lineup looks like this. Their best player and their leading scorer is Alexis Castro. Castro is only 5 feet 2 inches tall, but she averages 21 points per game for the senior. Also in the starting lineup is Naya Rutger. Rutger is a sophomore guard. Boy, they don't even give heights for this Granger team, making it more and more difficult. Sophie Blodgett is also in the starting lineup. She is a junior guard. Lily Stewart will also start, the sophomore post player. And also down low is Jaylene Vasquez, the sophomore guard. Granger taking on Meridian. Folks, we'll take a timeout, come back, tip this baby off from Yakima in a moment right here on KPUG and KPUG1170.com. Folks, we're back here at the Sun Dome in Yakima. Mark Skolton along with Dennis Rahm. One of the talks here at the, I guess if that's the way to say that, one of the talks here in the Sun Dome at State is that 3 of the 4 teams in this side of the bracket for the 1A girls are from Whatcom County. We have this Meridian Granger game. Coming up next, it's Linden Christian versus Mount Baker, and the 2 winners will meet in the semifinals. Coming up tomorrow, again, the Meridian girls coming off that great win against Montesano yesterday, 54-49. Riley Zapien of the Trojans being introduced on the court in front of us right now. Again, she has that big, full face mask after she suffered that broken nose. I hope I didn't get overly graphic when we were in Mount Lake Terrace talking about Riley's injury. They needed a lot of cotton swabs. She couldn't breathe through her nose, so she had to breathe through her mouth, had to come over and chug a bunch of water in the interim. We didn't know it was broken at the time. Diagnosis was confirmed later. Riley doing her best to play through the pain. Meridian and Granger, winner to the semifinals, folks. We will remind you, the second half of our doubleheader. We'll be switching actually over to AM 930 KBAI, but we'll keep it on this court. The Linden Christian girls taking on Mount Baker. Dick Stark comes over and hands us a note from the boys' court that they just wrapped up an overtime game over there. Olympic beat Prosser 59-54 in overtime. Olympic moving on to the state semifinals. Winding down the starters here on the girls' court. Getting ready for Meridian and Granger. Opening tip-off will be brought to you on KPUG by Northwest Propane, locally owned and operated for over 3 generations. Personalized service is the cornerstone of their business at Northwest Propane. It is so great to see the Meridian girls playing at this level again. The last time it comes to mind, forgive me if I'm getting this wrong, but I'm remembering names like Bree McDonald and Shannon Rowland, with Coach Jennifer Childress, who we've seen a few times walking around this building. Back in about 99 or 2000 or so, Trojans made it to a state championship game. Didn't end well. Can I do this on the fly as I recall? It was against Ephrata.
I believe that was 2000.
Yep, that was because that was Luke Riddenauer playing on the boys' court as well. And the Blaine boys played for a state title. The Meridian girls played for a state championship. And I do believe we're going to get underway right on time here, folks, at 12:15. Here we go. Kiana Gray will jump it up against Alexis Castro. Ball is in the air. Castro doesn't even jump. Meridian takes it. Riley Zapien has the first handle. Face mask and all. Here come the Trojans in the black unis moving to our left in the first half. Kyron Backlund circling out on top with the dribble. Skip it right side. Zapien. Riley floated down low. That's Kiana Gray, right of the lane. Whip it over here near side. Backlund. Kyron, three-pointer left angle, off the rim, no good. Fitzgerald, the rebound. Elise almost all the way back out to midcourt. Give it to Backlund. Loses the handle on the ball, and it's stolen by Granger. Here they come. Alexis Castro, the first couple years of her career, I guess the first 3 years, wore big sports goggles. I don't recognize her without them, but she doesn't have them going today. Castro, here she comes, top of the key. Width of the court pass, over it goes, Emma Stewart. Stewart drives baseline, one step to the rack. Layup is up and good on the quick handoff. Naya Rutger gets that one to go. Rutger gets the first hoop of this game. 2-0 Granger. We're a minute in, a little slow putting that one up on the scoreboard. Meridian, here they come. Out beyond the arc, Kyron Backlund. Backlund pull up on the baseline, but a 12-foot hopper, too strong. Gray is right there to clear the rebound. Left-hand stick back is up and good. Kiana Gray gets it to go. We are tied at 2.
Really nifty move there. Switch from the right to the left hand to put that in.
Granger the other way. Jaylene Vasquez coming the other direction. Kick it out on top. That's Emma Stewart. Stewart tries to throw it left side, throws it right into the Meridian bench. Assistant coach Ty Harrison has to duck for his life. Trojans will inbound. Here they come. Riley Zapien, that slow left-hand dribble. Riley, a 4-year starter for these Trojans, winding down her career. Emily Stuth, three-point range, left side. Get it out near side. Elise Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, kick it on top. That's Stuth again. Stuth, kick it over, three-pointer left angle, off the rim, no good for Backlund. Kyron gets her on rebound, stick back too strong. Gray is there to grab it, but looks like we have a pushing foul on Granger on the fight for the loose ball down low.
Trojans really battling tough on the glass here in the early going. That's a good sign.
Meridian will throw it in under their own hoop. 30 on the shot clock. Zapien will throw it in. We played 2 minutes, and we're tied at 2. In it comes Fitzgerald on the baseline, near side. Drives down low, leave it for Gray. Back out it comes Fitzgerald, 18-footer straight away, off the rim, no good. Emma Stewart, the rebound for Granger. Here they come on the run, put it in the hands of Alexis Castro. Drives the distance, misses the layup, rebound is grabbed, stick back won't go for Stewart. Meridian the rebound, well done down low by Emily Stuth. Long lead pass, Kyron Backlund comes all the way down to the other end and lays it in with a right hand. Backlund gives the Trojans a 4-2 lead. Granger with a quick baseball pass, catching up from behind. Kyron Backlund swats that one away. Granger thought they had an easy layup. They didn't know Backlund was in hot pursuit.
How about that, Mark? You score at the other end, race all the way back, and block what looked to be an easy bucket.
Off the inbound, easy pickings for Granger. They will get it down low. That is Sophie Blodgett. Blodgett catches and lays it in lefty. We're tied at 4, 2.5 minutes into this one. For Meridian, that's Elise Fitzgerald. Cuts into the paint, nobody picks up, misses the right-hand layup. Rebound taken by Granger. Spartans the other way, a long lead pass, too far out in front of Jaylene Vasquez. They were going for the fast break. Vasquez had it out of her grasp. Goes out of bounds. Meridian will get it back. Keely Teal checks into the game for Granger, for Coach Andy Affolter. Gentlemen, we have seen down here many years. Riley Zapien skipping with the dribble over midcourt on the far side. Angles to the right, three-point distance. Riley spin move, loses the handle on the ball. Picked up by Emily Stuth. Kick it out, Backlund, three-point distance right in front of the Granger bench. The right angle, it's Fitzgerald. Kick it out on top, Zapien for 3. Riley wide right, no good. Fighting for the rebound, saved in bounds by Granger. Lily Stewart reached out of bounds to get it, but kept her feet in. Granger, here they come on the run. Castro coming all the way down to the other end. Top of the circle with the handle is Blodgett. Hand it off, coming this way, Vasquez. Jaylene Vasquez. Huge white headband. Give it off. That's Keely Teal handling on offense for the first time. Runner with the right hand is up and good. Keely Teal gets it to go. 6'4" Granger, just about halfway through this first quarter. Meridian the other way. Elise Fitzgerald on the run over midcourt on the far wing. Angling toward the middle of the court. Hit the cutter in the paint. That's Emily Stuth. Stuth back on top. Fitzgerald three-pointer straight away. Back, rimming off. No good. Granger rebound. Lily Stewart. Hand it off to Castro. Sorry to sound spoiled again, but Castro had those bright silver fluorescent sports specs the first 3 years of her career. She's not wearing them now, and I don't like it. Castro down to the other way, drives coast to coast, and lays it in with a right hand. There's her first bucket. Castro averages 21 a game. 8-4, Granger. Meridian the other way. Zapien over midcourt, center of the floor, gun it right side. Backlund out beyond the arc. Holds the ball with the left hand, directs traffic with the right. Right side, that's Emily Stuth. On top, Fitzgerald. Elise working that right-hand dribble. Went up for the jump shot, came down with the ball, forgot to shoot. Came down with it, a traveling violation, turn it over, and Granger will get it. 3:19 first quarter, Granger 8, Meridian 4. Castro will bring it ahead. Granger Spartans in white with some red trim. Castro, nobody picks her up, so she drives all the way down. Kick out at the last minute. Vasquez misses a 3 on the right angle, fighting for the rebound. That's Taryn Tutterow, who just checked in. Taryn will get hacked and fouled. Teal will get called for the reach. Meridian the other way, moving to our left. They try to skip it down low. Ball gets kicked out of bounds. Keely Teal got a foot on it and booted it out. Off the inbound, get it to Kyron Backlund. 3-point range left side over to Fitzgerald. Elise for 3 right angle. Too strong, no go. Kiana Gray, the offensive rebound. Trojans will get another look. Gray kick it out on a ball fake right side. Losing the handle that time was Tanis Harrison, who just checked in. Float it down low for a right-hand layup attempt by Granger's Naya Rucker off the rim. No good. Meridian the recovery. Backlund on the run over midcourt. Kyron down to the other end. Skip it, baseline. Kiana Gray. Jump shot will not go. Fight for the rebound. It's loose. Trojans get it back. Kick it out. Backlund. 3-pointer left side. Nope, too strong. Castro the rebound for Granger. It's still 8-4 Granger. Been stuck here for a couple minutes. Coming the other way. Castro trips down to the ground. Threw the ball away at the last second. They were able to avoid the turnover. Granger will get it back.
Well, one thing for Meridian, Mark, they've had some good looks. They're just not able to hit early in this basketball game. If they begin to dial in a little bit, they're going to be in good shape.
2:08 first quarter, 8-4, Granger leading Meridian. The next game on this court you can hear over on AM 930, KBAI. We'll have the call for Linden Christian and Mount Baker, another winner's bracket game. Here come the Spartans. Castro brings it across. Hand it off. That's Naya Rucker. Rucker over it comes near side. Blodgett has a hoop in this game. Blodgett back to Castro, top of the circle. 5'2", and she averages 21 points a game. Castro tries a little hook pass down low. Getting a hand on it was Fitzgerald for Meridian. Granger will keep it with 9 on the shot clock. Castro directing traffic around her. Ball is tipped on the inbound. Here come the Trojans. Tutterow goes after it. She gets tripped down to the ground. Kiana Gray picks it up. Hand it off. Kyron Backlund cuts into the paint. She loses the handle. Stolen back by Granger. Here they come the other way. Castro down to the other end. Reverse layup is up and good. Count it. And she's fouled for Alexis Castro. Took it right at Taryn Tutterow of the Trojans. Tutterow will get called for the foul. Castro will go to the line, try and convert the three-point play. That lead is 10-4 Granger.
I think Meridian making a bit of a mistake right now, Mark, in that they're trying to run with this opponent. I don't think they want to do that. A little more patience at the offensive end. They're rushing shots, they're hurrying things, and they're not really getting set up. And this is a quick team on the other side.
Timeout on the floor. We will take a 30-second break. Granger 10, Meridian 4. Back in a moment on KPUG. Back here at the Sun Dome in Yakima, Mark Skolton along with Dennis Rahm. Alexis Castro for Granger. Just got a steal, link to the court drive, layup, and she got fouled. So Castro towing the line here. Try to increase that Granger lead. Free throw is up. It's good. Castro has 5. Only 5'2", but she's got to be playing some college ball next year. She's that kind of talent. Meridian will throw it in. Granger is going to go with the full court press. Here they come the other way. Tanis Harrison over midcourt. Give it off to Tutterow. Ball fakes, drives into the paint, loses the handle. Stolen by Granger. Here they come this direction. That is Lainey Bryan in the game. Bryan handles for the first time. Kick it on top. Sophie Blodgett. Blodgett cuts into the paint. Looked like she took 4 steps. No call. Misses the layup. Ball goes out of bounds. It was tipped by Meridian. Fitzgerald gets a hand on it. Give it to Granger. Granger under their own hoop. Sophie Blodgett takes it top of the key. She'll let fly for a three-pointer. It's up and perfect. Blodgett looked like she just kind of flung that one toward the hoop, but it arced up and in. Ball goes out of bounds. Meridian coming this way. Castro gets a hand on it for Granger, so give it back to Meridian. They'll throw it in across the way. The Trojans in a 14-4 hole in the final minute of the first quarter. Trojans not a huge team, but at the very least they're bigger than these Granger Spartans. Here they come. Meridian ball. Zapien takes the inbound. Kick it out Tutterow left side. Taryn for a three. It's off the rim. No good. Gets her own rebound. Loose ball is fought for, and Blodgett's going to take it away for Granger. The Granger Spartans have it back. Alexis Castro comes over to her coach, who's signaling 4 down. Remember a state quarterfinal or semifinal a few years ago where the Granger Spartans 4-down offense just killed the Linden Christian Lynx. Castro the other way. Three-pointer left side off the rim, no good. Zapien, the rebound for Meridian, tries a long lead pass, eludes the grasp of Tutterow and flies out of bounds. Coach Affolter of Granger makes the catch. Give it back to the Spartans with 24 seconds to go first quarter, 14-4, Granger.
Coach Mark Gilmore, just that stoic look on his face as he glanced over at his guard who just whistled that ball out of bounds. You hate unforced turnovers.
Here comes Granger. Castro brings it across. Hook pass on top to Blodgett. Floated down low, catching turnaround jumper, trying to bank it in is Emma Stewart off the rim, no good. Meridian rebound. They're not going to get a shot off here before the end of the first quarter. Trojan fans wish we had better news from Yakima at the end of one. Granger 14, Meridian 4. Take a break and come right back on KPUG and KPUG1170.com. Folks, we're back here at the Sundome in Yakima. Mark Skolton along with Dennis Rom. The Meridian girls an early 10-point hole to try and dig themselves out of. They trail Granger 14-4. Spartans have the first possession, and it's Lily Stewart with the handle. Floated on top, give it up, give it back to Stewart. She elevates to the rack, loses the ball out of bounds, turnover. Give it back to Meridian. Something goes the Trojans' way. We'll see if they can take advantage right here. Off the inbound, that's Tanis Harrison bringing it across with the left-hand dribble. Gun it over right side. Taryn Tutterow out beyond the arc. Kick it out, three-pointer, right angle, up and perfect. Count that one. An absolute beauty for Natalie Swanson. Natalie just into the game. Buries the three. Matter of fact, it was so perfect it stuck the net. Referee has to grab the ball, throw it up, and get the net down. Football score, 14-7 Granger. Here they come with the possession. State tournament here at the Sundome in Yakima. Hard push, drive on the right side by Granger's Jaylene Vasquez, and she floats it up and in. Vasquez gets it to go. 16-7 Granger. Meridian the other way. Tutterow banks in a two-pointer from the right side. Not easy to bank it in from the baseline, but Taryn found a way to get it done. She missed a three by about a foot. Granger the other way. Right-hand layup is off the rim. No good for Castro. Looks like a loose ball foul in the fight for the rebound. We'll see what the call is. Jolie Sipma just into the game for Meridian will get called for this one. And that means little Alexis Castro will go to the line. She has 5 points already. Castro, first free throw, rattles out, no good. Castro, an imaginary punch in midair. Upset about the miss. She'll get the second. Winner of this one plays the winner of Linden Christian Mount Baker at 5:30 tomorrow. That LC Mount Baker game coming up next, and we'll be over on AM 930 KBAI for that one. Castro hits the next free throw. Give her 6 points. 16-10 Granger. Here come the Trojans. Taryn Tutterow out beyond the arc. 3-point distance left side. Over it goes on the right angle now. Natalie Swanson. Natalie has to go almost all the way backcourt to get it. Outlet is stolen. Castro rips it off. Alexis, couple dribbles the other way, and she lays it up and in. You look at her and you think, what is this 5'2" girl doing out there? She is easily the best player in this game so far.
It's like Earl Thomas laying back in pass defense.
18-10 Granger. Meridian the other way. Float it down low to Sipma. High floating right hand hook shot by Jolie. Will not go. Granger the other way. Castro down to the other end. Here she comes on the hard push. Kick it out. Three-pointer left side is up, and it's good. For Granger, that one is from Nea Rutger. She gets it to go. She has 5 points. 22-10 Granger. Just 2 minutes into this second quarter. Meridian the other way. Here's Elise Fitzgerald. Trojans could use an Elise 3 right now. Kick it over left side. Tutterow. Taryn starts the drive in. Layup partially rejected right into the hands of Castro, and the point guard will bring it across for Granger. Up by 12. They're not in a hurry, so they'll walk it across. Castro angling over here right in front of us. Put off to Keely Teal. Top of the circle now, that's Emma Stewart. Outlet to Castro. Almost gets away from her. She picks it up. Coach Gilmore from Meridian will have 3 girls in, 3 girls out at the next dead ball. Load it down low, losing the handle. Looks like Harrison is able to rip it off for Meridian. Matter of fact, it doesn't matter. They say she didn't get the steal, but the shot clock ran out for Granger. So give it to Meridian.
Checking in for the Trojans, Tyron Backlund, Lindsay Moore, and Kiana Gray. In for the
5-12 in the first half. Trojans down by a dozen. It's 22-10. Meridian will throw it in. Granger with at least a bit of full court press. They'll call it off. Kyron Backlund brings it a hand on the hard push. Pull up in the far corner. Thinks about a three. Won't do it. Over it goes right side. Tanis Harrison drives in. High layup won't go. Tanis got fouled, and she will go to the line with an even 5 minutes to go till halftime.
Nice move by the junior that time, creating her offensive opportunity, and now with a chance to go to the line here. Couple of free throw opportunities. A lot of time left in this one, so plenty of time for Meridian to dig out of this hole, and it begins there with the first made free throw.
Tanis Harrison gets her first point of the game. Tanis, second free throw, up and swish. Again, Tanis' first 2 points. Trojans draw a little closer, 22-11. Granger, here they come the other way. Floated in the corner, leads to a high arcing jumper that is up and perfect. That one is up and good. Blodgett gets another one to go. Sophie Blodgett is up to 7 points. Here come the Trojans. Elise Fitzgerald walks it across. 24-11, Granger. Approaching the midway point of this second quarter. Fitzgerald pulls up at the free throw line. Hand it off down low. Tanis Harrison. Tanis will not shoot. Circles out on top with the dribble. Give it to Backlund. Here she comes with 5 on the shot clock. Backlund up and under layup attempt. Will not go. Granger rebound. Here come the Spartans. They already look like they're starting to take a little air out of the ball. Up by 13 in the middle of the second. Rutger over midcourt. Comes down. Left-hand layup. Will not go. Rebound taken by Meridian. Here come the Trojans. Hit the trailer. Tanis Harrison. Harrison, top of the key. Float it down low. Elise Fitzgerald is right there. Reverse layup. Oh, it's no good. She had her back to the bucket. Couldn't quite feather that one up and in. Granger rebound. Here they come on the run. Float it down low. One step to the rack. Easily done by Jaylene Vasquez. Granger is making it look easy right now, leading Meridian 24-11. Looks like Coach Gilmore wants a timeout. He does. We'll take a break. 3:35 till halftime. Granger 26, Meridian 11. Coming right back on KPUG and KPUG1170.com. The Meridian girls are the first to break the huddle here, back out on the floor. Here come the Granger Spartans. Trojans work to do. They're in a 26-11 hole just over halfway through the second quarter. Lead pass to Harrison. High arcing baseline jumper. Rimming off. No good. Rebound Backlund. Stick back off the underside of the iron. No good. Granger with the recovery. Here come the Spartans on the run.
Meridian missing several gimmies in this first half.
Alexis Castro, their do-everything player, slowly over midcourt as Coach Affolter signals that 4-down offense we think of when we see this Granger team. Castro's got to get called. Oh, it's not a travel. They're going to say it's a tie-up jump ball. Getting a hand in there for the Trojans that time was Bryn Magnuson just into the contest, forced the tie-up, and it's Meridian ball. Bad news is they have to go the length of the floor against this full-court press. Here comes Backlund. Granger backs off a little bit. Float it down low on the baseline. Magnuson on the far side. Hand it over now. Oh, ball's going to get tipped out of bounds. For Meridian, they try to get it to Lindsay Moore. Lindsay lost out of bounds. Give it back to Granger at the 2:54 mark of this first half. Granger 26, Meridian 11. Winner moves on to the state semifinals tomorrow. Here they come the other way. Jaylene Vasquez. Top of the key, Emma Stewart handles. Give it up to Castro. Stewart gets it back, rolls to the hole, and lays it up and in. That is a well-executed give and go. Stewart gets her first bucket. 28-11, Granger. Meridian the other way. Fitzgerald, who had that big game yesterday, pull up, free throw line jumper. Partially rejected, goes out of bounds. Who touched it last? Trojans did. It will be Granger ball. Not a heck of a lot to like about this first half for the Meridian girls. Granger Spartans executing what they do very well. Castro jogging over midcourt, center of the floor. Angle it over near side. That's Emma Stewart. Stewart give it back to Castro. 3-point range left side. Looks like her ponytail's almost as big as she is. Castro puts up the runner. It's no good. She gets fouled on the way in, and Alexis Castro will go to the line for Granger. It's just kind of automatic with these Granger Spartans. They send one to the line, the other four fall back in defensive position. 2:05 in the half, 28-11. Granger. Castro to the line. First free throw is up. Rattles out. No good. A favorite move of hers, she throws an imaginary punch when she misses the free throw. It's a couple of those now for Alexis Castro. Next free throw is up. Swish for Castro. Give her 9 points, your game highest score. 29-11. Granger. 2 minutes till halftime. Here come the Spartans. Tanis Harrison switches right to left hand. Over it comes, near side. With the handle, that's Lindsay Moore. Moore loses the handle, but they're going to call a reach-in foul. Looks like the aforementioned Castro will get called for it for Granger. It is on Castro, her first personal. 1:48 in the half, 29-11. Riley Zapien off the inbound, get it to Harrison. Tanis misses the left-hand layup. Granger rebound. Here they come. Long lead pass up the floor it goes, looking for Teal. Keeley Teal catches, redirects, and lays it up and in. Teal gets another bucket. Folks, it's all Granger. 31-11. A minute and a half till halftime. Trojans come the other way. They leave it for Zapien. Kick out, Backlund, three-pointer right side, up and good. Kyron gets it to go. Kyron up to 5 points, leading the Trojans, 31-14. Granger the other way. Keeley Teal at long range. Emma Stewart on top. Hit the cutter, Castro. To Blodgett, down low it goes on a bounce for the catch and the easy layup for Emma Stewart. Stewart gets her second hoop, 33-14, a minute to go in the half. Trojans down by 19 big ones. Zapien, three-point range, right side. Hit the cutter, Fitzgerald at the free throw line. Elise squares for a 15-footer and puts it right in the heart. Elise gets her first hoop. Well done, 33-16.
Be nice to get Fitzgerald on track here a bit.
Final 40 seconds of the first half. Castro pulls up just inside midcourt, and she'll just play keep away with the dribble. 28 seconds, 27, 10 on the shot clock for Granger. Here comes Castro down to the other end. Ball fakes. High right-hand layup. Will not go. Fight for the rebound. It's grabbed and it's stuck back up and in by Jaylene Vasquez. Vasquez gets it to go. 35-16. Granger. Meridian coming the other way. Fitzgerald loses the handle on the ball. Castro rips it off. Can she beat the clock? 4 seconds. 3. Double pump layup will not go. She got fouled on the way up. And she'll go to the line. Dennis, that's about as long as you're going to see a high school girl hang in the air. Great move by Castro.
Well, and one thing, I think some of the players from Meridian thought, well, the clock's going to run out. Castro never stops playing. Right. I don't care if there's 2 seconds left. She's going to try to make that play, and she ends up rewarded with a couple of free throws.
Castro with 9 points. Granger by 19. First free throw is up. It's good. Castro gets it to go. She has 10. 36-16, the margin right now. Castro will try and hit the second again. 2.6 seconds for Meridian to try to go the other way and do something. Castro, free throw is up and good. Off the inbound, Backlund, about a 60-foot heave is going to come up short. And the Trojans are on the wrong end of a 21-point deficit here at halftime. At the break, Granger 37, Meridian 16. Take a timeout, come back in a moment on KPUG and KPUG1170.com. Folks, we're back here at the Sun Dome in Yakima. Mark Skolton along with Dennis Rom. We're at halftime, and it ain't good for the Meridian girls here in the winner's bracket on day 2, getting roughed up by Granger 37-16. Dennis floating some theories about this one. First thing that stands out to me is Granger is just executing their offense better than Meridian is right now.
They're executing well, and they appear to be a bit quicker. Combine those things and then couple in the fact that Meridian not shooting the basketball well, and that's why we sit where we do, 37-16. Big hole, and, Meridian, Mark, kind of stepping into the deep end of the pool by taking on the number 3 seeded team here at the state tournament. And, you know, they've been on a real run of late, but every day you continue to play, especially in the winner's bracket, is going to get tougher and tougher. They are finding that out here. They can still come back. There's a lot of, there's a whole half, but they need to get stops first defensively, and then they need to score at the other end and just try to chip away one bucket at a time.
Folks, don't forget the next game here on the girls' court, the Mount Baker girls taking on Linden Christian. We'll have that one for you. We'll switch over to AM 930, KBAI. That one's scheduled to get underway at 2 o'clock. Next here on KPUG, the Linden boys take on Anacortes at 2 o'clock. See if the Meridian girls can make some noise in the second half of this one. They trail Granger 37-16. Take a timeout, send you back to the KPUG studios, and return for second half action on KPUG and KPUG1170.com. Folks, we're back here at the Sun Dome in Yakima. Mark Skolton along with Dennis Rom. Meridian girls down by 21 big ones, trailing Granger 37-16 as we get the second half underway. It's brought to you on KPUG by Northwest Propane, locally owned and operated for over 3 generations. Personalized service is the cornerstone of their business at Northwest Propane. Granger trying to enter the ball down low. They throw it away. Gets tipped by Meridian, so the Spartans will do it again. Castro directing traffic with the offhand. High floater comes in almost all the way back to midcourt, where Jaylene Vasquez will go track it down. At the top of the key, it's Emma Stewart. Stewart handed back to Castro. 3-point distance, left side. Cutting toward the middle. Hook pass down low. With a catch, getting double teamed, but still forcing her way up through traffic is Emma Stewart. Misses the layup. Meridian rebound. Here they come the other way. Kyron Backlund. Nobody goes with her. Goes the distance and lays it up and in. Nice hustle by Kyron. Kyron is up to 7 points. 37-18 Granger. Spartans with Emma Stewart handling on top. Give it over. Castro, left side. 3-pointer off the rim. No good. The masked Riley Zapien clears the rebound for Meridian. Hit the trailer. Backlund. 3-pointer right side. Swirls off. No good. Rebound and stick back up and good for Kiana Gray. Counted and she's fouled. Good fundamental use of the left hand on the left side of the lane that time by Kiana Gray. It's her second hoop. She'll go to the line.
Nice start here to the second half. Just what Meridian needed. Down 21 at the break. They scored 4 points in a row now, looking to make it 5. In case you're wondering why Granger had that big lead, Mark, one of the big reasons, 62.5% from the field shooting in the first half. Free throw miss.
Off the rim, no good. 17-point lead for Granger. Beg your pardon. 37-20 is exactly what the count is right now. Here come the Spartans. Castro, hook pass left side, setting up for an open 3. Left angle, Jaylene Vasquez off the rim, no good. Backlund, the rebound for Meridian. Here comes Backlund down to the other end. Pass right side over the head of the intended receiver, trying to find Emily Stuth filling the lane that time. Pass goes over her head and out of bounds. Granger ball, here they come. The deliberate dribble over midcourt. Nia Rucker with the handle. Give it to Castro, top of the key. One dribble and done. Hook pass in the lane. Kiana Gray gets a hand in, knocks it loose. Tips it to Elise Fitzgerald. Here come the Trojans. Fitzgerald dribbling with the right hand. Holds all 5 fingers up on the left. The other hand. 3-pointer, right side, off the rim. No good. Rebound grab by Backlund. Her stick back comes up short. Granger's Emma Stewart is there to clear the rebound. Give it to Castro. Here comes Granger the other way. Castro goes down the distance. Give it off for a layup attempt off the rim. No good by Stewart. Stewart thought defense was coming, so she kind of double pumped that time. It cost her the hoop. Zapien the rebound for Meridian. Give it to Fitzgerald. Elise over midcourt. Angling over here. Near side. Fitzgerald back to the left. Kiana Gray at the free throw line. Kiana standstill jumper. Rimming off. No good. Castro the easy rebound for Granger. 5:17 in the third. 37-20. Granger. Spartans driving baseline. Jaylene Vasquez loses the ball out of bounds, but it was tipped. Backlund got a hand on it for Meridian. The next game determines opponents for tomorrow. Winner of this one plays the winner of Linden Christian Mount Baker at 5:30. The losers will meet at 10:30 a.m. Granger the other way. Keely Teal, give it out. Blodgett, three-pointer left side, off the rim, no good. Kiana Gray fighting for the rebound for Meridian. Grabbed the ball, but her momentum took her out of bounds. So give it back to Granger. They'll throw it in right under their own hoop. Floated in, Blodgett, almost all the way back at midcourt with 11 on the shot clock. Blodgett drives in, switches left hand, layup won't go. Kiana Gray clears the rebound. Outlet is stolen. Vasquez has it now. For Granger, right back into the hands of Alexis Castro, where the ball normally is when Granger has the possession. Swing it over right side. Keely Teal float it down low. Blodgett loses the handle. Retrieves it in the near corner. Kick it out, and it's stolen. Riley Zapien rips it off. Riley's ahead of the pack here. She comes on the dead run. Switches right hand. Goes up for a layup. Gets swatted from behind. Catching up to her was Caitlin Rucker. Naya Rucker and Caitlin Rucker. Caitlin knocks that one out. Means Meridian will throw the inbound. 4:34 in the third. The only two hoops of this third quarter belong to Meridian. Kiana Gray takes the inbound for the Trojans, barrels toward the middle of the hoop, gets fouled on her way in. She will go to the line. I said Kiana, I beg your pardon, that's Kyron Backlund. Backlund will go to the line. 4:31 to go. Third quarter. Meridian, good start here, but plenty more work to do. Down 37-20. Backlund's first free throw is off the back rim. No good. She'll get the second. Emily Stuth back in for Meridian. She'll replace Jolie Sitma. Backlund will set up at the line for number 2. See if she can get this one. Next shot is up and good. Kyron up to 8 points. Had a nice chat with former Meridian star Shannon Rowland. Forgive me, I don't know what Shannon's married name is right now, but Shannon came over and said hi. Said, Mark, did you know Kyron Backlund is Bree McDonald's niece? So Bree McDonald and Shannon Rowland had a lot of basketball success at Meridian. They came over and said hi, and we learned their connections from that team to this team. Nice to hear. Granger the other way. Meridian will tie it up. Quick hands by Kiana Gray. Forces the alternating possession. Give it to Meridian. Here come the Trojans. Riley Zapien brings it ahead. Give it off in the far corner now. Jolie Sitma. Sitma top of the circle, back to Backlund. Quick hands by Castro. As usual, she's in the middle of the action. Castro rips it off for Granger. Give it off now, Naya Rucker. Rucker down to the other end. Kick it off right side. Open three. Keely Teal off the rim. No good. Stick back won't go by Castro. Fight for the rebound. Trojans ball. Alexis Gray out of the pack with it. Hand it off to Kyron Backlund. Here come the Trojans up the floor. Kick it over, three-pointer right side. Fitzgerald off the rim, no good. Kiana Gray the recovery. Hit the cutter. Zapien Riley misses the left-hand stick back. Another opportunity for Sitma. Won't go, but Jolie got fouled. And Jolie Sitma will go to the line with 3:26 to go, third quarter. Quietly, Granger hasn't scored in this second half, but Meridian just the 5. So 37-21. See if Jolie Sitma can add to it right here from the line.
Yeah, Meridian has certainly picked up the defense that they've got to convert on things like free throws and some of those looks inside to try and battle back in this one.
Sitma's first free throw is no good. Natalie Swanson checking in for Meridian.
I think no matter what team you're rooting for, Mark, you have to be a fan of Castro to watch her play.
Yes, the way she does what she does, and so quick and so smart, she's everywhere. Free throw is up and good. Jolie Sitma gets it to go. Jolie's first point. 15-point Granger lead, 37-22. On the back end of the third quarter now with 3:12 left to go. Out on top, Lily Stewart at the head of the key. There's the aforementioned Castro. About a 25-foot three off the rim, no good. Meridian rebound. Swanson starts to dribble over midcourt, dribbles it off her foot and out of bounds. Give it right back to Granger.
Checking into the game for the Spartans, number 21, Sophie Blodgett.
Blodgett back in for Granger. Lily Stewart is out. 3:02 in the third quarter. Granger by 15. Castro takes the inbounds pass in the backcourt. I don't mean to be doing a comedy routine here, but it really does feel like Granger's taking the air out of the ball. They haven't scored in this half. They haven't really looked to score. They're happy to work clock, and we're down to 2:55 in the third. Granger, by the way, throws it away off the inbound, so give it right back to Meridian.
I think with that approach of no offense, got to be careful. At some point, you need to score.
Yes. Mistakes will eventually kill you. Zapien off the inbound. Here comes Riley dribbling toward us, right side. Left side, Fitzgerald. Float it down low. Kiana Gray catches. Backs, bumps. High right-hander. Off the rim, no good. Rebound taken by Jolie Sipma, who gets tied up that time down low. And on the alternating possession, this one will belong to Granger. Spartans on the run, as usual. Castro will lead the way. Offensive charging foul will be called against Granger. Looks like it's going to be on Teal. Let's see. Nope. Blodgett. Sophie Blodgett will get called for this one for Granger. With 2:32 to go, third quarter, 37-22. Granger. Winner goes to the semis tomorrow. Loser plays at 10:30 in the morning against the winner and loser of our next one, Linden Christian Mount Baker, an all-Whatcom County showdown. Meridian throws the ball away. It was safely down in the low block that time in the hands of Natalie Swanson. Natalie got pushed, started falling out of bounds, had to heave it for all she was worth. Ball flutters out of bounds just off to our left.
Boy, Meridian has sure been given some opportunities to close the gap more than these 6 points, Mark. Again, scoreless here for the opponent.
Granger has yet to put anything in the score column. Folks, we'll take a quick 30-second timeout. 2:16 to go in the third. 37-22 Granger. Back in a moment on KPUG and KPUG1170.com. 2:06 to go, third quarter. Meridian steals the inbound. Here they come. Zapien headed off to our right. Lead pass Jolie Sipma on the baseline. Hit the trailer, Harrison. Tana spins, switches to the left hand. Layup will not go. Granger the rebound. 37-22. We'll tell you again, it's a 6-0 third quarter for Meridian, still in a 15-point hole. Granger the other way. Three-pointer left side. Keely Teal off the rim, no good. Long rebound taken by Granger. They'll keep the handle on it. Coach Andy Afhalter choreographs this team about as much as any coach does. Exactly what he wants and where he wants it and how he wants it. Castro drives in, layup with the right hand, will not go. Granger, the recovery, stick back by Blodgett, partially rejected. Kick it out, three-pointer left side, off the rim, no good by Teal. Meridian with the recovery. Tanis Harrison put it in the hands now of Elise Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald up the floor, Kiana Gray at the free throw line. Minute 6 in the third quarter. Meridian down by 15. Fitzgerald, three-pointer left side, partially rejected, right in the hands of Castro of the Spartans. Granger over midcourt on the run. Castro does everything on the run. She drives down to the other end. High baseline hook, will not go. Zapien the rebound for Meridian. Riley down to the other end, gets caught from behind, and it looks like we'll have a reach-in foul on Keely Teal of Granger. 48 seconds to go, third quarter. 37-22 Granger. I'm still fascinated by it, so we'll say it again. Granger has not scored in this third quarter.
Over 7 minutes. And unfortunately for Meridian, Mark, they've only been able to close the gap by 6.
Riley Zapien's first free throw is off the rim, no good. Boy, it really has to affect everything you do out there on the court if you're Riley Zapien wearing that big mask to protect the broken nose she suffered at districts. Riley missed the first, will get the second. 48 seconds in the third. Trojans down 37-22. Free throw off the rim again, no good. Zapien can't convert. Granger ball. Castro with the slow walk over midcourt. Now guns one up the floor, left side. With the handle that time is Stewart. Kick it out right side. That's Emma Stewart. Driving baseline Castro. Out it comes left side. Naya Rutger. Rutger give it off for a baseline three. That is up and good. Jaylene Vasquez gets it to go. Vasquez is up to 9 points. 40-22. That's Granger's first bucket of this third quarter, and we're inside 20 seconds. Tanis Harrison, lead pass from Meridian. Give it off down low. Jolie Sipma, one step to the rack. She lays it in lefty. Nice move by Jolie Sipma. Points 2 and 3. Final 5 seconds of the quarter. Castro down to the other end. Kick it out on top. Long three before the horn is going to rim off. No good. The attempt by Blodgett. And we have 3 in the books here in the state quarterfinals at the Sun Dome in Yakima. Not looking friendly right now for the Meridian girls in a 16-point hole. At the end of 3, Granger 40, Meridian 24. Back for the fourth quarter run in a moment on KPUG and KPUG1170.com. 1 quarter left to go here in the winners bracket. See if the Meridian girls can stage a huge comeback. They're down 40-24 against Granger. Off the inbound, there's a good way to start. Jolie Sipma just turns, pivots, and it's about an 18-footer from the left wing. Sipma's up to 5 points, 40-26. Granger only had 1 3-pointer. 3 points total in that third quarter, but they're still up, 40-26. Castro the other way, blows by everybody. High right-hand layup is no good. Turnaround, stick back will not go. Granger the other way. Off the rebound, here comes Riley Zapian for Meridian. Give it off to Harrison, and here they come on the run. Touch pass is over to Elise Fitzgerald. Give it over here on the near angle. That's McKenna Holtz into the game. Holtz touches for the first time. Float it down low. Holtz misses the baseline layup, gets her own rebound. Stick back is knocked loose. Ball goes out of bounds. Getting a hand on it, knocking it away that time. For Granger was Lainey Bryan just into the game.
You really have to take care of the ball when you're playing this Granger team. Boy, they
hands everywhere. Meridian off the inbound. Elise Fitzgerald on the left wing. Loses the handle. Stolen. Speaking of hacking one loose, here comes Granger the other direction. Castro comes down. Layup will not go. Fight for the rebound, or will there be a foul on the rebound attempt? Let's see what this whistle is going to be for. It's on Naya Rutger for Granger. Her second. Coach Mark Gilmore from Meridian wants a timeout. We'll take a break with 6:47 left to go. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Granger 40, Meridian 26. Back in a moment on KPUG and KPUG1170.com. The Sun Dome in Yakima. We left off with McKenna Holtz just into the game and going to the line for Meridian. McKenna's first free throw is up and good. Her first point. 6:47 left to go. 13-point deficit for Meridian. They trail 40-27. There's time for a comeback, but not time for many mistakes if they're going to get it done. Holtz, second free throw. Nope, off the back rim, no good. Rebound Karams right back to her. McKenna loses the handle. 3-point distance. Kick it over left side. Long two-pointer for Meridian is going to be up. It's off the rim, no good. Shot attempt by Jolie Sipma that time. Castro, the rebound for Granger, and she's just going to get crushed right into by Meridian's McKenna Holtz.
Yeah, wasn't much doubt about that one.
That's what a foul looks like at a coaching referee clinic, right?
Boy, what a different half, though. Meridian outscoring Granger by 8 here in the second half.
40-27, Granger. Castro, their do-everything point guard, takes the inbound speed, sprints over midcourt. Skip it over right side. That's Jaylene Vasquez. Return it to Castro. I'll be on the arc left side. Touch pass. Naya Rutger. Rutger floats it down low for a baseline three. That's off the rim. No good, but a foul is called. Looks like that is Castro again who will get fouled on that three. And Castro with her game-high 11 points will go to the line with 6:13 left to go. Trojans down 40-27.
I think she kind of helped her own cause a little bit on that one. Didn't appear to be much contact for as far as she flew back, but
every shooter does that.
Yes,
everybody
indeed.
falls down or flies backwards. Castro, by the way, hits the first free throw. Give Alexis 12 points. Next free throw rattles off, no good. Dennis, if she was 5'11 instead of 5'2, she would have her pick of colleges, bluntly put.
Man, she really would. She's still good. I don't care if she's 4'1".
Impressive. She's good at what she does. That is for sure. Castro has split the first two. Alexis' next shot is up. It's good. Castro up to 13 points. Inbound to Backlund for Meridian. She comes barreling by us on the right side. Takes it the distance. Misses the layup, but Kyron got fouled, and she'll go to the line with 6:08 left to go. Granger just one three-pointer in the third quarter, just one two-point hoop so far in the fourth. Backlund to the line. Kyron's first free throw is up and good. Point number 9 for Kyron Backlund. 42-28, Granger. Granger will have another Whatcom County opponent in their future tomorrow. It's the winner of the next one between Linden Christian and Mount Baker. Backlund, next free throw is up and good. Kyron, the only Trojan to double figures with 10. 42-29. Chipping away with 6 minutes left. Granger the other way. Naya Rutger. Out beyond the arc. Give it to Castro. 3-point range right side. Drives baseline. Spin move. Goes up with the layup. That's no good. She got fouled on the way in. Looks like Fitzgerald will get called for the bump for Meridian.
Even when you think you've played good defense on her, she just has that uncanny ability to have a little hitch, a little fake here and there to draw contact and get bailed out with a foul.
Castro to the line. First free throw is up. Rims in for Alexis Castro. Give her 14 points. 43-29. Granger by 14. Make it 15 as Castro knocks them both in. Granger will call a timeout, so we'll take a break with 5:51 left to go. Meridian down by 15. Granger 44, Meridian 29. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Come back to Yakima in a moment right here on KPUG and KPUG1170.com. 5 minutes, 51 seconds left to go in this one. Meridian girls, alas, getting closer to falling into the consolation bracket, down 44-29. They have the ball. Riley Zapien in the hard push over midcourt right in front of us, skipping with that right-hand dribble. Float it down low to Backlund. Kyron, right-hand layup, will not go. Rebound taken by Kiana Gray. Trojans get another look. Down low, Sipma rolls to the rack and lays it up and in. Jolie Sipma lays that one in. Give her 7, 44-31. Meridian hanging around within range of being dangerous, but still a 13-point margin. Here comes Granger the other way. Rutger drives in, has her shot rejected. Backlund swatted that one away. Ball is loose on the ground. They dive after it, and I do believe Kyron Backlund was their second and is going to get called for essentially an over-the-back foul. Yep, she will. Backlund, you love the hustle. But the Granger girl got there first. Backlund landed on top of her. Kyron's first foul. .507 to go in the game. Meridian down 44-31. Castro angling left side with the dribble. They list her at 5'2". That might even be a little generous when you see her up close like we just did. She barrels toward the rack on this one. Looks like she got fouled on the way in. Castro back to the line again.
And it's not like she's, 5'1", 5'2", and stout or stocky. She's tiny.
Castro to the line. First free throw is up and good. Alexis Castro leads all scorers with 16. Kyron Backlund has 10 for Meridian.
Making hay at the free throw line here this afternoon.
Next free throw for Castro rattles and falls. Alexis Castro, 17 for Granger, 46-31. 4:53 left to go. Backlund brings it across for the Trojans. Three-pointer, left side, high archer, swish for Kyron Backlund. Kyron hits the three-pointer. Give her 13, only Trojan in double digits, 46-34. Trojans within a dozen with 4:38 left. Castro brings it across. They want the ball in her hands, which is where it's safe and sound right now. Top of the key, Blodgett. Sophie Blodgett circling, give it off to Castro, and it looks like we're going to have a tripping foul against Meridian. Elise Fitzgerald looks like the guilty party.
Meridian crowd behind his mark did not like that call.
Not even a little bit.
No. A collective groan went out.
Granger will throw it in. Castro, like a football wide receiver, catches it over her head, heading into the backcourt. Turns around, and here they come. Coach Brady Bummer and his staff walking right behind us. They'll be in action next. We'll switch stations over to AM 930 KBAI for the Linden Christian Mount Baker girls game. Looks like the winner of that one will play Granger, and the loser would have Meridian tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. if form holds here. They are within 12, though. See if the Trojans have a final flourish in them. Granger takes the inbound. That's Jaylene Vasquez. Give it off now. Rutger dribbling over here to the near side. Back into the hands of Castro, where they like it. Castro playing keep away with the dribble, slaloming among defenders. Kick it off for a three-pointer right side. That's rimming off, no good. Naya Rutger. Rebound taken off by Jaylene Vasquez. Fresh shot clock, so Granger can run 20 seconds more off the clock. Alexis Castro, don't mean to overdo it, but just fun to watch. She backpedals all the way out to midcourt, content to work the clock, has Riley Zapien in her face, shot clock down to 10. And Miss Zapien is going to get called for a reach-in foul right here with 3:37 left to go. Granger, 46, Meridian, 34. Right where we have left her all afternoon, Alexis Castro of Granger. I think she gets that description of she could play for my team anytime. She's diminutive, but she's good at everything. First free throw is up and good for Castro. Give her 18th point. Castro, again, it takes everything she has to fling it up there, but her percentage is pretty good. Next free throw is another dandy. Castro has 19 points. Meridian calls a timeout. 3:37 left to go. Granger 48, Meridian 34. We'll take a timeout and come right back on KPUG. Back here at the Sundome in Yakima, Mark Skolton along with Dennis Rahm. 48-34, Granger leading Meridian. All signs point to the Trojans in the consolation bracket tomorrow. That game would be at 10:30 in the morning. Meridian with the handle. Backlund, top of the circle. Angling right side. Kick it down low in the corner. That's Jolie Sitma. Sitma at three-point distance. Floated for Zapien over Riley's head, and it's intercepted. Ripped off by Granger. Naya Rucker steals it. Give it to Castro. Content with that slow walk over midcourt right in front of us. Touch pass. Laney Bryan. Give it off in the corner for a baseline three that's off the rim. No good that time for Stewart. Meridian rebound up the floor. Castro. That's Backlund. Backlund, three-pointer, partially rejected right into the hands of Granger. Here they come the other way, and we'll have a reach-in foul. Looks like it's on Kyron Backlund.
2:52 to go here in the fourth and final quarter, as Mark indicated. Unlike yesterday, the loser today gets to play for another day and still a chance to bring home a trophy. That'll be a 10:30 game in the morning for the loser. And, of course, the winner will be playing later tomorrow afternoon in the semifinals.
5:30 date with the winner of LC Mount Baker. Castro to the line for Granger. First free throw is up and good. Point number 20 for the diminutive guard, Alexis Castro.
One semifinal mark already set for the 1A girls. Okanagan and Kashmir, familiar opponents. They've already played 4 times this year. Kashmir,
2 in the regular season, by district and district. Impressive.
Yeah. Second free throw good, by the way.
Castro up to 21 points. 50-34. Now has the feeling of Granger putting the finishing touches on this one with 2:40 left to go. Jolie Sitma at long range for the Trojans. Give it off to Kiana Gray. Top of the circle, Zapien. Riley in the corner. Kyron Backlund will unload for a three. It's off the rim, no good. Fight for the rebound. And Kyron went after that rebound very aggressively. Knocked Alexis Castro right down to the seat of her pants. Looks like Backlund will get called for the foul here. Yep, Backlund will get called for her third. Castro back to the line. Our PA guy, very deliberate when he says Spartans. Castro to the line for the Spartans. She'll try to add to her 21-point total.
Castro having quite the game here, getting up to her season average mark.
Castro first free throw is up and good. Give her 22 points in this contest. 2:31 left to go, 51-34. We said just a few minutes ago the Trojans were finding a way to hang around within 12 or 13. Well, suddenly it's 17 now with 2.5 left. Next free throw is up and good. Alexis Castro, 23 in the game. Nobody else has more than the 13 of Kyron Backlund. 2:24 left to go. Looks like Coach Gilmore wants a timeout for Meridian. We'll take a break. It's a full timeout. 2:24 left to go in the game. Granger 52, Meridian 34. Back in a moment on KPUG. 2 minutes, 24 seconds left to go in this one. The Meridian girls on the wrong end of a 52-34 count. They have the ball after the timeout and throw it into Kyron Backlund. As usual, Castro's right there in her face. Castro goes down, dives after it, hits the deck hard, and Alexis is down right here in front of us. Castro looks like she's going to get up unassisted, might make her way to the bench. Let's see what the plan is. Coach Applefer wants a timeout. When he sees his best player go down, the coach knows what to do. He's going to burn a timeout. See how she does, or how she looks rather, at the end of that one. Folks, we'll take another break with 2:17 left to go. 52-34, Granger out in front of Meridian. This is a full timeout. Take a break and come right back on KPUG and KPUG1170.com. Granger gets called for an offensive charging foul right away off the inbound. So, I beg your pardon, the foul's on Meridian. I was looking the wrong way, I'm sorry. Zapien will get called for the charge for Meridian, so give it off now to the Granger Spartans with 2:10 left to go. Castro, by the way, is still out there after she tweaked that knee. Looks like she's getting around just fine. Give it over on the left angle. That's Naya Rucker. Rucker, as we cross under 2 minutes left, Granger by 18. Meridian has a loser-out game waiting for them at 10:30 tomorrow morning. Give it to Castro. Tries to kiss one off the window. No go. Kiana Gray fighting for the rebound. Ties up. Alternating possession, and Granger will keep a hold of it with 1:45 left to go.
Checking into the game for the Trojans, Kenna Holt.
Linden Christian girls and the Mount Baker girls meandering here, heading this way, heading toward the girls' court. That's the next game. You can hear it. It'll be over on AM 930, KBAI. Yours truly, Mark Skolton, and the coach, Dan Kamick, on the call, coach of the LC football team. Keely Teal dribbling out on top now for Granger. They really do have a kill-time offense, and we're seeing it right now because they're working clock like crazy. Give it off to Vasquez, into the hands of Castro. Touch pass, Rutger. Minute 24, minute 23. Trojans down by 18. Castro cuts into the paint. Right-hand layup is up and good. Alexis Castro, that's her. 25 points in this one. 54-34. Granger by 20. Minute 8, minute 7 left to go. Kyron Backlund angling left side. Steps into a three, rimming short. No good. Rebound is grabbed off. Backlund gets it herself. She'll go for a right-hand stick back. That's no good. On her way in, looks like she got fouled. With 57.5 seconds left to go. Naya Rucker picks up her fourth foul. Kyron Backlund to the line for the Trojans. We mentioned former Trojan coach Jennifer Childress around the building, walking around these days. Nice to see her. I'm doing this on live radio, so if I get it wrong, I'm sorry. I do believe Jennifer is still the coach at Pacific Lutheran. If I'm getting that wrong, I do apologize. That's where we left her as of recent years.
You'll be corrected if you're wrong.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. Absolutely. Backlund missed the first free throw. Second one is up and good. Kyron, point number 14. 54-35, 19-point margin. 57 seconds left. We'll see the Trojans tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning against the loser of our next game, the All-Whatcom County Showdown, Linden Christian, Mount Baker. For Granger, new girl into the game is Lainey Bryan. She dribbles over midcourt, kick it out left side. Chavez with the handle. Her first name starts with X. We'll go with Cheadle.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, Cheadle Chavez. Unload down low. She gets it back, and she lays it up and in. Oh, no, that's Bryan. Excuse me, that's not Chavez. Bryan lays it home. Final half minute now. Meridian down by 21. Number 21, Natalie Swanson launches a three. Right side, off the rim, no good. Goes out of bounds. Trojan ball with 18 seconds left to go. Off the inbound, top of the key. Gun it over here, right side. Taryn Tutterow back out there. Float it down low now. Brian Magnuson out to Tutterow. Taryn's three from the right angle is off the rim, no good. Granger rebound. Final 5 seconds. Counted down. 2 seconds. One Meridian steals it. They will not get a shot off before the horn sounds. This one is over, and the Meridian girls fall into the consolation bracket. The Granger girls, mini dogpile out there in the middle of the floor as they are off to the state semifinals. And they look pretty good doing it here today. The Granger Spartans knock the Meridian girls into that loser-out game tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning. Granger 56, Meridian 35. We'll take a timeout. Come back to the Sun Dome in a moment on KPUG and KPUG1170.com.
It's time for the post-game show as we take a look back at the big game with stats, highlights, and interviews on KPUG and KPUG1170.com. Let's head back to the gym with your KPUG broadcast crew.
Folks, we're back here at the Sun Dome in Yakima. Mark Skolden here. Does not go the Meridian girls' way today. They fall into the consolation bracket, losing to Granger 56-35. We give a big thank you to Coach Mark Gilmore of the Trojans for coming over to talk to us. Coach, I know this one just went final, but your thoughts, what stood out to you about the way this game went today?
You know, well, I just felt like from the beginning we were like a half a step behind. We just couldn't match their intensity. They're experienced bunch of girls. They've been here, and we just, the shot wouldn't fall. We had some good looks. We really shut them down in the third quarter, and I thought we could crawl back into it. We made a little bit of a run, but we just couldn't get anything going on offense.
Coach, what did you think about their little point guard, Castro? She ends up going for 25. She kind of dominates what they do, doesn't she?
She's just tough. She's a floor leader. She runs the show, handle the ball. She can shoot from outside. And if you come out and guard her, she takes it to the rack. And, that was part of where we were half a step behind. We just didn't have defensive rotation to stop that.
Coach, the difference from yesterday to today, was it what you guys did or was it the opponent on the other side?
Well, I'm going to give them a lot of credit. They're very disciplined and they, do their job out there. But I thought we had opportunities, and we missed a lot of those opportunities and just didn't get the ball in the hole. I thought the third quarter we played a lot better defense and gave them one shot and out and just couldn't close the gap far enough.
Coach, what's the thought for the rest of the day today? Do you have some scouting to do with this next one?
Yeah, we're going to watch the next game, and, we'll get the girls fed, let them rest, get this out of their head, get ready to go tomorrow, and come back and get a win.
Coach, thanks for coming to see us. Appreciate it. Folks, that is Coach Mark Gilmore of the Meridian girls. Does not go their way today. They fall into the consolation bracket. Rough one against Granger. It's Granger over Meridian. Final score of 56-35. Meridian girls now, they have a loser-out game at 10:30 tomorrow against the loser of the next one, which is an all-Whatcom County showdown. Again, Linden Christian taking on Mount Baker. We'll remind you, folks, we will switch over to AM 930, KBAI for that one. Meridian girls fall by 21, 56-35. Back to the Sun Dome in a moment, right here on KPUG. Folks, we're back here at the Sun Dome in Yakima. Mark Skolden along with Dennis Romp. As we've been known to say over the years, wish we had better news, but we don't. It does not go the Meridian girls' way. Granger has too much. 56-35. Dennis, you have that final stat sheet in front of you. What are you noticing?
Yeah, well, I'm noticing the big contrast in halves, Mark. Remember, we talked about Granger on fire in that first half, shooting 62.5%. Well, they completely flip-flopped in the second half as they were held from the floor to only 12%. About 12.5% shooting in that second half of play, but it really didn't matter. They built up a big 21-point lead, and they had more than enough to take the victory rather handily, 56-35. Ironically, that same 21-point margin. So Meridian played him even in the second half, but that wasn't good enough. They had to do a lot more. As we look at the final stats here, field goal percentage, first off, for the Trojans, they shoot 26.7%, 12 out of 45. They were only 21.4% on threes, 3 of 14, 8 of 15 at the free throw line for 53%. And speaking of the free throw line, that was a big factor for Granger in their win. They shot 17 of 21 at the line for 81%. For the game, they shoot 36.7% on 18 out of 49. They were only 3 of 25 mark from the field in the second half of play for at even 12%. And a sparkling game for Alexis Castro, 25 points. She also had, despite the fact she's 5'2", 7 rebounds.
Wow. Nose for the ball.
It does indeed. Go along with a couple of assists and 4 steals. No surprise there, likely as well. Castro at the free throw line, Mark, 17 out of 21. So the big amount of her points came directly from the free throw line in this one. Also 9 points for Jaylene Vasquez to be their second leading scorer. Blodgett would chip in with 7 for Meridian to 12 points of Kiana Gray. She also had 12 rebounds, for Kiana Gray to go along with 4 points. So big job on the boards for Gray. 14 points for Backlund led the way to go along with 6 rebounds as well. And then 7 points for Jolie Sipma off the bench. She stepped up nicely.
It all adds up to a Meridian loss to I almost said Grandview. How about that? Granger. Final of 56-35. Folks, we'll put the finishing touches on this one in a moment. Head off to our next game here on KPUG and the girls' game over on KBAI when we return in a moment to the Sundome right here on KPUG. But the finishing touches on that Meridian game, we'll say again, did not go the Trojans' way. They were in the picture briefly, but then Granger stepped on the pedal. They were up by 10 by the end of the first, 21 at halftime, and they take it by 21 with matching 19s in the second half. Granger 56, Meridian 35. That means the Trojans fall to the consolation bracket. They will play 10:30 tomorrow morning against the loser of this next one between Linden Christian and Mount Baker. Folks, don't forget.